And welcome to DMV Doers. I'm Mark Hall. Today we are speaking with Renee Louis-Charles, the founder of Maui Glow Club. Renee, welcome to DMV Doers.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so glad to have you. Maui Glow Club. Maui. What's the connection between Maui and your business?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Maui, and the sun is a way of life over there. I spent way too much time laying out, trying to get a tan, and really paid the price decades later with a skin cancer scare. I had to get basal cell carcinoma cut out of my arm. And that was my wake up call. So I moved to Northern Virginia and discovered spray tanning, which is something we don't do in the islands. And I was just really blown away that you could get this natural looking, beautiful glow without the sun. And that was really the catalyst to me starting Maui Glow Club, where, we do beautiful custom spray tans, but we also are super passionate about sun safety and skin health.
Is that something, Renee, that a lot of us take for granted? Like, even me growing up, our understanding was since we were brown skin or darker skin that, that we didn't have the same concerns for exposure that those with lighter skin had. Is that really the biggest misconception about that?
It's one of them. Yeah. I remind people Bob Marley died of skin cancer, right? So, anybody, even if you have a lot of melanin in your skin, you need to be wearing sunscreen on a daily basis. You need to be reapplying it. You need to be wearing wide brim hats. Really, sun protection is so incredibly important. And we know so much more now than we did decades ago. So, really staying out of the sun, staying out of tanning beds is so crucial.
Talk about this awareness campaign that you have. What does it consist of?
So we see so many young women that come to see us for their prom spray tan, and they share with us that they normally go to the tanning beds or they lay out in the sun. And I use that opportunity to tell them that if they use a tanning bed under the age of 35, they increase their risk of melanoma by almost 60%. And that type of risk is just not worth it. So we are working with Impact Melanoma and the Skinny on Skin program. It's an educational initiative that's already being used by hairstylists and massage therapists, estheticians, professionals who see their clients' skin on a regular basis. And so we're really excited to bring it to the spray tanning world. As spray tan artists, we see areas of the skin that clients are not normally monitoring. So, for example, their backs. And we also have repeat clients, so they see us on a regular basis. So the program teaches us to recognize suspicious spots, encourage clients to get them checked out by their doctor, and just start a conversation on prevention. So every Maui Glow Club artist is becoming certified in the Skinny on Skin program. And we really want to be more than a beauty service. We want to be a trusted resource for skin health.
You talk about being a trusted resource. If you or a member of your team spot something that looks suspicious or looks concerning, um, you notify them. I mean, how does that interaction work? I mean, I'm assuming it's very candid and very direct because it's serious, but that's
Yes.
a big deal. That's a big responsibility.
So we are just launching this, and we are going to have signage in the studio that says that we're certified so that this conversation is not a surprise. But obviously, we're not doctors, right? And so all that we're doing is saying, like, hey, Sheila, did you notice that you've got this mole on your back? You might want to get that checked out by your doctor. So it's giving the client a friendly little nudge. We're not trying to alarm them or anything like that. And we develop these close relationships with our clients where they're coming to see us for their vacation, for their weddings, for all of their special life events. So we have a natural rapport with clients. So really it's a natural conversation. And I think they already expect for us to talk with them about staying out of the sun. So it's a really, it's a natural conversation that we can have. And I feel like it's a truly a responsibility that we have as spray tan artists to encourage that conversation.
I find that interesting, Renee, that you started a business based on your own journey with skin cancer. For you personally, can this be a business, but also a passion because of your journey and because of your experience with skin cancer? Can those can two things be true at the same time?
Oh, absolutely. And I live in that every single day. So I absolutely love what I do. I never thought that my life would lead here where I own a spray tanning business. I absolutely love seeing clients. I absolutely love seeing clients and having sharing in their special events and their all of their milestones, but also having this platform to have those conversations on skin health. And like I said, we see a lot of younger clients who are still laying out and just think it can't happen to them, and that, you know, that one really bad sunburn they get, or just a couple times in the tanning bed, it won't hurt. And I like to remind them that the skin does not forget. Like, your tan will fade, but the skin never forgets. So you really need to take care of it. It's the largest organ on your body, and it's truly important. So I feel like those two things really can be true, where, you know, we can encourage people to take care of their skin and run a beauty business, right?
The skin never forgets. I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean, over time, the constant laying out can take its toll?
Oh, absolutely. So now that I've had this skin cancer, I go and see my dermatologist twice a year. So every 6 months. We have other team members who have been impacted by melanoma. They have to go every 3 months. And my dermatologist has told me before, she said, all of these spots that I'm seeing on you, they're not from, 2 weeks ago. They're not even from last summer. They're from a decade ago. So anything we're having to remove is not from, a recent sunburn. It's from when you laid out, decades ago, and you're paying that price. Your skin does not forget. It just develops later. So on the most superficial level, I tell all of the younger clients I see, like, it can age you, right? And if you care about your skin for that reason, but it also could just threaten your life. And it's just, there's no tan that's worth your risking your health.
All right, stay with us. You're watching DMV Doers. We'll continue our conversation with Renee Louis-Charles, the founder of the Maui Glow Club. All right, welcome back to DMV Doers. I'm Mark Hall. We continue our conversation with Renee Louis-Charles. She is the founder of the Maui Glow Club. Renee, I have to continue our conversation about skin cancer, and then we're going to move on to talk more about the Maui Glow Club. But is skin cancer one of those cancers that always happens to other people? It's not going to happen to me until it happens. I mean, because but sometimes when we talk about cancer, well, is there a history of that specific kind of cancer, in your family? Is skin cancer one of those things that a lot of folks think, well, it happens to other people?
Absolutely. I think that just being a younger person, a lot of people just think, oh, this will never happen to me. And really, it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter what your skin type is. If you lay out and you expose yourself without sunscreen, or you lay in tanning beds, you absolutely are risking your health. So I use every opportunity I can to talk to people about protecting their skin. And I think a lot of people, if you ask someone, they're like, well, I do have a family member that had to have something removed. And for me personally, the basal cell carcinoma I had on my arm, I'm lucky it was on my arm, right? Like, a lot of people have it removed from their face. And when they're doing this Mohs surgery to remove it, they are cutting layer by layer by layer until they get it all out. And it's a very deep cut, right? It's very deep surgery. So, it impacts your life in a big way. And really, I'm lucky that they were able to get it all out, and all of that I have is a scar.
Renee, what made you go get checked out? You know how some of us are, we'll just ignore it or just blow it off or, dismiss it as being no big deal.
So one of the things that we learn on the Skinny on Skin program is the ABCDEs of skin cancer. And I hope I'm going to be able to remember them all right now. But A is asymmetry. So if you notice that there's a mole or a mark that does not look symmetrical. B is border irregularity. So if you notice that the border of the mole looks kind of, funny, that's another warning sign. C is color. So if there is like a dark part of the mole and a light part, that's a red flag. D is diameter. So anything larger than a pencil eraser should be looked at. And then E is evolution. So if you notice that the spot is changing and you're like, oh, this looks different than it did a month ago, that's a red flag. So the big thing to know is that any of those ABCDEs, you need to get it checked out. Not all of them, just one of them is reason to go to the dermatologist.
You, do you recommend, I know you're not a doctor, that maybe go to a dermatologist, or step one, maybe your primary care physician or healthcare provider, and then
I
he
think
or she?
I think everybody can benefit from going to see a dermatologist. They're skin specialists that are able to identify problematic marks and spots. And I think everybody needs to go for a skin checkup. It's part of your, yearly health checkup.
So, Maui Glow Club, let's talk more specifically about the business. Is it 100% spray tanning?
Yes, it is. So we have two locations. One is in Arlington in the Clarendon area. The other is in Vienna on Church Street. And we specialize in custom blended airbrush spray tans. So we can blend anything from the lightest glow to the deepest bronze. And the customization piece is really what's special. We custom blend your formula for you. We can add fun scents like coconut or pineapple. We can do contouring. We can add hydration. So I think, when I was first getting spray tans in the area, I was finding there was a lot lacking in terms of the education. So how to take care of your spray tan and make it last. And then also just the personalization. So for us, we have the spirit of aloha in every tan, which means we remember your name, we remember your event, we might even remember your dog's name or your kids' names. And so when you come back, we're like, how was the tan for Greece, right? And we keep notes on your formula, we keep notes on everything so that we make sure it feels like a personalized experience.
You talk about a personalized experience. How long do spray tans last, if that even makes sense, or does it vary based on, what a client prefers or receives?
The typical tan will last about 7 to 10 days. It truly depends on how you take care of it. So it's what products you're using, if you're moisturizing twice a day, really caring for the tan matters, the aftercare. So like I said before, we're really big on educating our clients on the best products to use, products to avoid, and how to care for their tan.
Renee, when folks come in for a spray tan, is there different reasons? Is it just cosmetic because they want to look a certain way, or are there different reasons for that? What have you found?
So a lot of our clients come for event purposes, right? So weddings are huge. If either it's the bride or bridesmaid or someone is attending a wedding, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Prom, vacations, a lot of event-driven tans, but we also have memberships, and that is kind of the self-care piece of it, where there are clients who come to see us, every 10 days, and it's just so that they can feel good and have a natural looking glow without the sun damage. That's a big part of our business, is just the self-care piece of it, where people are wanting that natural glow without the sun damage.
Obviously, when we talk about the sun damage, which is really, quite frankly, it seems like the focus of your business, it's just dramatically different. All right, the risk is removed. Is that really what this is all about?
Yes. So spray tanning is sunless tanning. So Again, we use a airbrush spray gun to apply a fine mist on your skin. And there's no sun involved, there's no UVs involved. So you're removing the risk of the sun and the tanning beds. So dermatologists love us because we really are the safest way for you to get a tan.
All right, stay with us. We will continue our conversation with Renee Louis-Charles, the founder of Maui Glow Club. All right, welcome back to DMV Doers. I'm Mark Hall. We're continuing our conversation with Renee Louis-Charles, the founder of Maui Glow Club. And, you know, Renee, I just find, I don't know how often we can start a business and run a business that we all have a true passion for. Someone said recently, or I saw it on television or something like that, if you have a true passion, it's not a work, it's not work and it's not a job. And in your case, it's not a business. It's just part of your daily existence. I mean, is that, not to sound hokey, but is that really for you? Because you shared with us, you know, how you started your business, being a skin cancer survivor. But for you, I mean, what keeps you going?
So I absolutely love our clients. They are just at the core of what I do. And whether it's a repeat client or somebody who's coming to see us for the first time, a spray tan is a vulnerable service, right? So you really need to feel comfortable with the place that you're going. And I take that trust very seriously. We have a team of very talented artists who also, you know, take that trust so seriously. And I absolutely love what I do. I mean, it never gets old when after the spray tan, the client looks in the mirror and they're just glowing and they're so happy and they feel so confident in their skin. And that's really at the core of what we do is, you know, we're a place where you can feel good about yourself. We have our house rules where there's, you know, no body shaming. It's a body positive space. We're really big on that. So we've got over 500 five-star Google reviews, and I think people, that's really resonating with people that we are a place where they can feel comfortable and we truly care about them.
I mean, you talk about that, and I can just feel it, you know, in your voice. But I mean, that trust. Not, again, not to sound hokey, but how important is that trust and that connection for you and your clients?
Oh, it's at the core of everything. I mean, when you find a good spray tan artist, when you find a good body waxer, when you find there's these certain services that they, you know, really enlist a true level of trust. And so I think when somebody finds a spray tan artist that they really like and they connect with, they don't go anywhere else. And so we have repeat clients that come back to see us over and over again because they have found their spot. They're like, I'm never going anywhere else. And we take that really, it means the world to us. We take it so seriously and it's an honor. So we really pride ourselves on that customer connection and that trust and that overall experience.
Speaking of experience, I mean, I don't know if every spray tanning session is different, but take us through a session. A client walks in, maybe there's a consultation. Let's just say, for example, there is one, and then the client decides to move forward on that day. Take us through what a session consists of.
Sure. So typically clients are booking their appointment a few days in advance. So we send them an email and a text that has everything they need to know about preparing for the appointment. The big thing they need to know is they need to exfoliate the day before and kind of what to wear. They need to wear looser clothing to their appointment. And then when they come in to see us, we talk about what event they're tanning for. When we spray them with the spray tan, they do need to rinse that bronzer off. So, you know, we do a rapid rinse or we do a classic rinse. So we kind of talk about what their day looks like and when they can rinse it off. And also what type of glow that they're trying to achieve. So do they want just a very natural light glow? Are they trying to even their skin out? Do they want a very deep bronze? It really varies on the person and on what will work best on their skin type. Then our artist goes and mixes a custom blended formula for them and then comes back and uses the airbrush spray gun, guides them through all of the positions, you know, and applies the spray tan onto them. Then we use drying powder to make sure that they leave and they don't feel sticky. We really pay close attention to detail when it comes to the hands and the feet and the areas of the skin that tend to, be a dead giveaway that you've had a spray tan or you've used sunless tanning products. We make sure that those areas are well blended. And then we send them home with their rinse time and their aftercare instructions so that they have no questions when they're home, like what they need to do next.
In moving forward with the Maui Glow Club, any plans of expansion or additional services? What are you looking at maybe for the next 5 years?
So we do plan to expand. We would love to bring the Maui Glow to other locations. So that's a big thing for us that we're looking to do. We've thought about other services, but for us right now, we want to be known for spray tanning and be kind of the go-to destination where we are top of mind for that. And so really in the next 5 years, continuing to grow the business and become the best in the area for spray tanning.
Renee Louis-Charles, thank you so very much for joining us on DMV Doers.
Thanks for having me, Mark.